What's up, my people? It's a guy here, fella forex. Please, as we promised in our previous video, that henceforth we'll be providing you with knowledgeable and then insight content about forex that will help you in your journey, so that you wouldn't get duped by these forex scammers. So please, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and then anything that is bothering you with respect to this video, please don't hesitate to write it in the comment section for us. We will come back and then we will attend to it and address it very nicely for you. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button for us. This will motivate us to do more. So guys, subscribe, like the video, comment, and let's keep moving. All right, so today we'll be talking about support and resistance. Today we'll be talking about support and resistance. A lot of people have done videos about support and resistance, but we are going to do a different, or we are going to give more insight about it, the truth about it, what the real market makers are not telling you about support and resistance. We are going to tell you about that. So briefly, we look at the history of technical analysis, how the technical analysis came into being. Then we move on to what support and resistance really is. After that, we come and ask ourselves that support and resistance really works, because we have people who are saying that support and resistance do not work. They have different theories. So we will come to that, and then we come to the psychology of support and resistance. So the psychological aspect of it, we will talk about that one too. So guys, this is the topic for today. Please, like I said, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like the video, and then comment on anything that is bothering you. Please share the video to a friend, share the video to a relative, someone who is also trading forex, so that the person will also get the insight. All right, thank you. Let's get straight into today's video. All right, so like I said, we have a brief history about technical analysis. Now, in the previous days, way back in the 1700s, or even before the 1700s, ever since money came into the existence, money came to remove, or money came to replace the barter trade system, banks and institutions, also huge institutions, also see, or they also saw the advantage in the forex industry, that is exchanging of what currencies. So what these banks realized was that they can also make profits if they find out that a certain currency is losing its value against another currency. Okay, so banks and big institutions came into being before the 1700. They put these ideas together, and then they started trading currencies against currencies in such a way that they will also make profit. So during that time, the analysis on the forex market was being done with only fundamentals. So they look at the fundamental aspects of the economy. They look at the economy's GDP. They look at the economy's per capita income, like the fundamentals, or the macroeconomic aspect of the economy, of the country's economy, is what they look at in determining the strength or the weakness of a currency. So these people were position traders. They have a very long term insight about an economy. They take their time, analyze the market in the next for the next 6 or even 1 year, so that they place their trade. They wait for the market to play out the way they are expecting, based on the analysis, or based on their fundamental analysis that they have done. So after the 1700s, when candlestick came into being, that is, the Japanese candlestick came, it was seen that people were trading, or the banks were trading with some emotions attached to it. So the Japanese candlestick came into being to replace that emotion, to tell traders that, or to show traders what is really happening on the market. Before then, it was just the lines. So in the 1700s, the Japanese candlestick came into being to tell traders what is really happening on the market, so that they will know when and how to place their trade. So that is where technical analysis also came into being. That is where retail traders and other form of traders also came into being. So they also saw it that, okay, The market cannot be analyzed based on fundamentals alone or based on macroeconomic aspect of the economy alone. Rather, they also saw to it that the market repeats itself. Okay, the previous history or the history that the market has made over the years, it is repeating itself. There is no new thing that the market is doing. It is just repeating itself. So they also based on the previous data that the market has already printed to also analyze the market. So that is where technical analysis came into being. So technical analysis is mainly based on the historical data, what price has already printed. That is what a technical analyst also look at and then use to predict the future. But in the modern forex that we have now, even normal retail traders put together the fundamental or the macroeconomic aspect and then the technical analysis in such a way that they will be able to get the actual direction of the market. So guys, this is a little story about how technical analysis came into being. So then let's ask ourselves, what is support and resistance? What is support and resistance? Now, support and resistance are certain price levels that price when the price of a currency pair reach, it reverses. Okay, so we have a certain price level that at the moment the price reach that level, it's reverse. So in normal terms, we can use price ceiling and then price floor in the explanation of this. So in our basic economics, we know that price floor is the basic price at which no one is expected to what sell above it. That is price floor, and then price ceiling is the price level that you are not allowed to sell below. Okay, so we are saying that the support the support is the price ceiling, and then the resistance is the price floor. So if I am to draw it, we are going to have something of this sort. Price moves up like this and then comes down like this and then moves up again. Yes, so this region that we have over here, this region that we have over here is our support, is our resistance level, and then this region we have here is our support level. Why are we saying that? We are saying that because when price reached this point, it reversed and came down, and then when price reached this point too, it reversed and then went up. So we are saying that there are some factors. Okay, there are some factors that caused the market to reverse at this point over here, and then there are some other factors too that cause the price to reverse at this part over here. So we are saying that it is below this price that the currency is not allowed to be sold, and it is above this price that the currency is not allowed to be sold. So that is support and resistance. So when you talk of support and resistance, we are mainly talking about the reversal point of a currency pair, the point at which we see a reversal. That is what is meant by support and resistance. So let's move on to the chart and see if we can identify some support and resistance. So let's go to AUD card and then let's identify some support and resistance. Let me turn on my chart. Okay, so this is AUD card over here, AUD card. So we can identify this point as a support level because at this point there was a reversal. We can identify this point as a resistance level, this point as a support level. We have this point also as a support level. Okay, so any point that we find the price reversing from its original trend is what we call support or resistance. So we have here resistance over here, we have support over there, we have resistance, we have support. In fact, there are a lot of turning points in the market. There are a lot of turning points in the market. So basically, this is what support and resistance means. All right, so let's move on to the next agenda. Let's move on to the next agenda. Actually, I'm having problem with my mouse. Sorry, with my desktop. That is why I'm not using the desktop. So pardon me for that. My microphone is not working. That is why I'm using the desktop. So let's manage. All right. So now let's move on. That support and resistance really works. That support and resistance really works. Now, even before we move on to that support and resistance really works, people have idea about the market that what type of or which place is the right support and resistance. So I'm chipping in the psychology aspect in here. So people have the mindset which part is actually the support and resistance. What is the right support and the resistance over here? Please, there is no right or wrong support and resistance on the market. Whichever point that you find a turning point is either a support and resistance based on where you are seeing or where you are finding it. Please, there is no right or wrong. This perception or this thing is causing most traders to feel that they are inferior or whatever they are doing is not right. Always they need people to confirm their support and resistance for them. Please, nobody can predict the market. Have it in your mind that nobody can predict the market. Nobody can predict the forex market. So in case if you find a support or a resistance and then it didn't go the way that you are expecting it to be, don't think that you are wrong or don't think that you didn't find the right support or the right resistance. That is what the price is giving you. So it is up to you to just adjust yourself to the right to the right idea, the right knowledge, the right psychology that trading is a game of probabilities. So you either get it right or you either get it wrong. Just that you have to make sure that always you have your winning traits more than your losing traits, and it is all about your psychology. So any level that you find a turning point is a support or a resistance. So you can classify it. Some people use candlestick patterns to define their support and resistance. Some people use candlestick patterns. So someone will say that wherever I see a good bullish engulfing at a turning point, I will recognize that point as a strong resistance. Someone might also say that wherever I see an evening star or a morning star pattern, I will use that point as a correct resistance for me. Someone might also use any other candlestick pattern to define their support and resistance, provided that there is a turning point at that incidence. He or she will use that. Some people also use tracer pattern. So you have to look into yourself and then look at the pattern that favors you a lot and then use it. Just keep consistent, just be consistent with it and then be disciplined, and that is all. You are free to go. So guys, don't be deceived that your analysis is wrong. Nobody can predict the market. Just be consistent, use risk management, and then you are free to go. So that support and resistance really works. Yes, support and resistance really works, and it works perfectly a lot. So it is up to you to just find or define where you want to call support or where you want to call resistance. Let's move on to my chart and then let me show you some of the aspects. Now, AUD CHF. AUD CHF. Let me turn on my AUD CHF. Now you can see I had a turning point over here and look at how price has respected it over here. Now, this is a trend line. Trend lines can also be used as support and resistance. So when the trend line is below the chart or it is below prices, we say that it is a it is a support trend line. And then when it is above, we say that it is what? A resistance trend line. So as you can see over here, look, this is a resistance level for me over here. This is this point that you are seeing just around this place. This was my resistance level, and then I was expecting a reversal just at this point, but price didn't give me this reversal. Price rather broke and then retested. If I should move on the 1 hour time frame, you will see that price really broke. So you can see price break up or price broke about this level, came back to retest and then it moved. But the real retest or the real breakout and retest is now happening. So currently we can expect a bullish momentum or an up move of AUDCHF right over here. We can expect it right over here. When our criteria entry or when our criteria is met, we can select or we can go in for a buy on AUDCHF. So people also use past previous support or previous 10 points as their support and resistance. I wouldn't doubt that it is good or it is not good, but if that is what you understand, if that's what makes you confidence, if that's what gives you the confidence enough in the market to take the trade, that is very cool, that is okay. But some people also use the most recent support and resistance. As you can see here, I have the most recent support 10 resistance over here, the most recent support 10 resistance at this level. So it was resistance at this point, price broke and then price came to retest it at a resistance, hitting the trend line, giving us a very good confluence over here for us to enter this buy trade over here. So you can use previous past turning points if it is respecting your, if the current price is respecting those levels and you think that gives you the confidence enough to enter the trade, then you are free to go. Other than that too, you can just use the most recent, any of them. Please don't let anyone confuse or don't let anyone tell you that the previous ones doesn't make it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Please, it is never true. If that is what gives you the confidence, please just go in for that. If that's what gives you the confidence, if that's what helps you decide when to enter or when to exit, you are free to go. Or if you are comfortable with the most recent price action or most recent turning point as your support and resistance to, based on your own criteria of support and resistance to, you can use that one and then enter your trade just on that. So guys, this is what I have for you today. There are a lot of examples. There are a lot of examples on here. Yeah, so as you can see over here, I had my support over here. Price came to retest it. Price retested it. Until now, price has broken it. So what I'm looking for is a continuation upward. It's a continuation upward over here, over here, or I will wait for price to still break down. I will still continue wait for price to break down at this level, and then I wait for a retest and I get it down. Now when I wait for price to come down and retest again, it's going to give me a head and shoulder pattern. It is going to give me a head and shoulder pattern. Let me see if I can get these two over here. If I can get these two. Yes. So if price should break over here, come back to this resistance zone over here, and then come down here, then it's going to give me a head and shoulder pattern, which is a very nice chart pattern for me to enter a sell down to this main support level or even any of the minor support levels. So guys, that is that. Please, support and resistance really works. So I just have my support and resistance over there. Price respected it very nicely and price moved up. So it is up to you to know the level that you are trading. It is up to you to know the level, the support and resistance level that you are trading. What is your criteria? What are you looking for when it comes to support and resistance? What are you looking for? That is what is going to help you to get a better support and resistance. So as you can see, just recently we had price respecting here, and then we had this resistance, the most recent resistance here. Price came back to it, and then as you can see, price is dropping very beautifully over here. So the target is the most recent resistance over here. That is it. So the same applies to this level. We had a resistance here, price came and then retested here. We have the trend line giving us a very beautiful triangle over there, very beautiful triangle. Price moved up, give us this consolidation part over here, and then price broke down. So guys, that is it for today. support and resistance. Please define your support and resistance criteria. If you the candlestick pattern you want to use, define it. And then if you want to use the most recent price action or previous price action, to you define it and use it, and then be consistent with it. And then guys, trust me, it is going to be well, very 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 well with you. Define your entry criteria too, which will help you to get a very good risk reward ratio when you're using support and resistance. So guys, today we have learned about the normal support and resistance. We have learned about the trend line, also support and resistance. So this is that for today. Thank you guys. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Anything that you don't understand, try and then write it in the comment section, or I will leave my WhatsApp number. You can DM me and then we talk. Thank you guys. See you in the next video. Thank you.